Alright guys, I am back doing Pauper, and I got this really spicy deck that I'm super excited about. We get to play Storm again, which is like my favorite thing to do in Pauper, and we get to do it with cycling. So Dranith Stinger is a new card from the format, from Ikoria, that says whenever you cycle another card, it does 1 damage to each opponent. Obviously you would pair this with cycling, and the idea is that you cycle enough cards so that your opponent dies. Along with that, Ikoria brought us this also cycles for 1. So there are now 12 brand new cyclers that all cost 1 to cycle. So this is a dinosaur, but it's 1 colorless. Dranith Healer, 1 colorless to cycle. There are some other colorless cyclers in Pauper, but they're not creatures, which we'll get to in a second. So now we have, look at this beautiful situation here. We have 24 1-mana cyclers and 4 0-mana cyclers. So all of those are creatures as well. So the card Songs of the Damned adds black for each creature card in our graveyard. So the idea is you cycle a ton of stuff, add a ton of mana that lets you keep cycling, and then you rebuy all of your cycled creatures with Reaping the Graves. So this has Storm. So basically if you've cast enough spells during the turn, you can get back a ton of creatures and then recycle and kind of just kill them that way. The way we get Storm is by playing these like mana ritual cards. So we don't have too many, but the idea is we go through our whole deck in 1 turn so that we can, with a storm count of like 6, this becomes basically draw 6 cards, and then when the storm count gets higher, we can just keep drawing cards. It's pretty sweet, and the win condition, looking at the deck, you're like, how do you win? Well, basically you can cycle Dranith Stinger early. We don't really care if this is in our graveyard because we can always just get it back with Reaping the Graves. And then once we get down to like maybe 20 cards left in our deck, Songs of the Damned is going to add like 20 mana, so we don't need that much. We can refill our whole hand with Reaping the Graves. So then we just play like a bunch of Dranith Stingers and then cycle the remainder of our creatures to kill our opponent. So that's plan A. Plan B is like we can just hardcast like Horror of the Broken Lands, Monstrous Carabid, and I guess, hang on. I just realized we want Lurching Rotbeast over Architects of Will because we can cast it easier. But yeah, that's plan B is you're going to have like 20 to 30 mana laying around. So if for whatever reason you can't kill them with Dranith Stinger, you just play like 6 Lurching Rotbeasts and kill them the following turn. But plan A is just Dranith Stinger them. And this is kind of immune to counter magic on the Stinger at least because, or kill spells, because if they kill it, you just Reaping the Graves and get it back again. The only point of failure is if they counter Songs of the Damned, so we might have to work around that eventually, but like this has Storm, so they can't counter it, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. The sideboard I'm kind of working on. I want to see how this goes in matches first, and then we're going to kind of build the deck incrementally as we go. So this is take 1. See you guys in the rounds. Alright, we're playing against Red Ozone. Yeah, we'll keep this. Got double Street Wraith, the secret to all wins. Unless you're playing against Mono Red. Secret to all losses. Double Street Wraith against Mono Red. It's cool, we're fine, right? We cycle. We play this. We cycle a Monstrous Carabid. Okay. The key here is to kill them before they can kill us, which is quite challenging. I guess there's no need to cycle Street Wraith on their end step or anything, because you can just do it whenever. What we don't want to see is the guy who, whenever they cast a spell, untaps. That would not be ideal. Oh boy. Alright, this is not good, to say the least. Okay, Cabal Ritual is a good start. So we're going to start by cycling this Vantisor. Okay, we can Crumbling Vestige. I think I have to cycle Street Wraith here because a swamp would be ideal. Okay, Lotus Petal actually works too. So I can Vestige, add black, and hope to not die this turn. I don't think they can kill us, but anything's possible. Like Bolt, 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 Fire Blast. Because if I get to untap, I think I actually might be able to win, given that we just drew Songs of the Damned. Yeah, I think triple Bolt into Fire Blast is what kills me. Any non-Fire Blast draw, I don't think can do it. And if they have lethal and they're just debating me, I mean, I don't think I can cycle Street Wraith anymore. That's a given. But here we get to go Lotus Petal. I have 5 cards in my graveyard. This is going to be 6. So I actually have to cycle a Dranith Healer to get the 7th, which is okay. There's a swamp. Okay, swamp is good because then I don't have to crack the petal. Oh no, I do. Yeah, I do. Add black here. Cast Cabal Ritual, 7 cards in graveyard. Okay, that's good. So let's start cycling these dudes. Cycle the harder to cast guy. Okay, Reaping the Graves is actually quite good here. So they might actually give us Storm Count. Cycle the Carabid. And at this point, I can play a Chromatic Sphere and crack it once. But I can't really even play Street Wraith, so let's just Songs of the Damned. Okay, and then I get to go Reaping the Graves to get everything back. But I actually want to crack these stars first, because that ups my Storm Count with Reaping the Graves. Just add black. Cycle... no, I just need more Storm Count. This one can add red, sure. Dark Ritual is great. Do that, cycle you, cycle you, cycle you. Cabal Ritual. We're kind of doing it. Play this. I'm gonna get more red because I do want to play the Draenei Stingers eventually. Cycle this. Maybe I should have added white because gaining life here is actually kind of relevant. Okay, that might just do it. So Storm Count is 9. So I could just get back all these dudes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't really want to get back Straight Wraith, so I'll just get that. Oh, there's one more. What have I not targeted? I have not targeted this. So they can kill my Draenei Stingers, which is kind of an issue. But then we could just kill them with a bunch of Horror of the Broken Lands. So I think I'm going to cast this. Then cast this one. Okay. Well, I think they're kind of admitting defeat if they just can, like, let that happen. Always yield. What they really wanted to do is kill the first Draenei Stinger in response to the second cast. Because I just have, like, a pretty much deterministic win here. Yeah. I think this Reaping the Graves actually just does it. So cycle some of these. Oh, I can play a healer now? I guess running out of mana is possible, so let's keep cycling. Swamp is good, cycle you. Another swamp. Let's play Chromatic Star. I'm just gonna add black. Chromatic Sphere. Actually, I'm just gonna cast Reaping the Graves, holding up mana. This is gonna target this, 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 this. I'm just doing this because I want to get creatures in hand so I can kill them immediately in response to, like, if they kill my Draenei Stinger. I don't know, this might have been too greedy, but basically now they're forced to kill my Draenei Stingers, and then I can cycle a bunch of stuff in response and hopefully kill them, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Okay, so they actually just die now. We cycle you. Dark Ritual. Okay, yeah, that's just lethal. All right, we did it. We beat Mono Red. Gotta keep track of what we're drawing here. I don't think there's any way they can do this, because if they try and kill me, I can kill them in response. Did they die? We did it! Awesome. All right, game 1 is different than game 2. They probably have sideboard and I do not. So we'll see what happens. Gnaw to the Bone would be an absolute soul-crushing card to have in this matchup, but I don't know how to make the mana work yet. I just wanted to get a feel for, like, how the main deck plays, and then it's much easier to decide what to slot into the sideboard. All right, this time we're on the draw. We got a mulligan, no land. Keeping this, getting rid of... Usually I just get rid of Chromatic Stars. They're necessary, but not amazing, you know? We're hoping for no relics, no graveyard hate, which I don't think, I mean, no, red usually runs graveyard hate. Okay, Lotus Petal's cool. So I'm not going to cycle because, again, they might have graveyard hate and I don't want to run into it. Our goal here is to try and go off something like turn 3 before they potentially draw something that can mess us up. Okay, they do nothing. Don't hate that. So we're going to cycle Horror. Draw Vantasaur. I really want to hit a land right now. We did not. Given that, I'm going to cycle this creature. Okay, there's a land. Go ahead. So next turn I can cycle the Carabid. This must be a really scary deck to play against if you don't have Graveyard Hate. Okay, alright, I think next turn we might just need to go for it. Because Monored gets pretty scary. They have 4 cards in hand, maybe not. But we're gonna, basically by waiting an extra turn, we're taking an extra 2 damage. So every turn we wait is 1 less Street Wraith that we can cycle. And 1 more turn for them to draw Graveyard Hate. But it does draw us 1 card deeper into our deck. So it's pretty scary. I'm at 11, they have 3 cards in hand. I think we're just going for it here. There's no way. I'm at a default of 6 and they have 2 cards in hand. Yeah. Here we go. This lets me cycle at least 1 Street Wraith. Because they can't double Fire Blast me. And yeah, Dark Ritual just means we're fine. Well, not fine, but we're getting there. So we're going to actually start with a Street Wraith cycle. Then cycle this. Then we're going to Dark Ritual. Then we're going to cycle our entire hand. Oh, that Street Wraith is scary. So then we play Lotus Petal. Like this for black, then we Cabal Ritual. Mantisaur. Cycle the Healer. There's Reaping the Graves. Okay. At this point, I suppose I want to play Chromatic Star here because it boosts my storm count. And I could maybe find another creature to cycle for Songs of the Damned. Crumbling Vestige is actually quite good as well. So I think I can do it without playing Street Wraith. At least that's the hope. Because if I cycle Street Wraith and they Fire Blast me, I'm just dead. So yeah, let's try and do it without that. Reaping the Graves, targeting these things. Here, 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 here. I'm actually not going to get back Street Wraith. So we need quite a bit to go right, because Street Wraith is a big part of our plan. So I guess one thing in the sideboard would be, oh, you know what I can do? I can play the Dranith Healer here, and that will let me start cycling Street Wraiths. Yeah, that actually seems kind of good. Yeah, and then I could just cycle these dorks. Okay, and now I can go do this. Maybe I should have played that sooner. Cycle you. Cycle you. Dark Ritual. So I need to hit 1 more Reaping the Graves and we should actually just be there. Cycle you. Cabal Ritual is quite good. Cycle this. Come on, deck. There we go, we did it! Oh my gosh, we actually won. That's insane. Dark Ritual, Songs of the Damned, Reaping the Graves. Now I can just get back everything. This, 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 this. And I think we might just go for the alternate game plan here where our life total is very high. And we just play big creatures and kill them that way. That actually seems kind of promising. I'm going to cycle the cards I cannot cast. Because I need to get red mana. That's kind of the limiting factor here. Like this one I can't cast. I guess I can cast that one, but... Come on, deck, give me red mana. Okay, that's also fine. I can cycle you again. I mean, we're just like totally obliterating them here. I don't need you. And I don't even know if I need this. I'm just going to play a bunch of Horror of the Broken Lands. But I'm going to keep cycling this just to see. Because my life total is getting very, very high. Cycle this. So now we need to decide. I think I can cycle a Street Wraith or 2 here. Okay, that'll do it, I think. And red. Yeah. Cast Songs of the Damned. Cast you. Cycle this. Always yield. We just need to find another Chromatic Star and we can just get them. Cycle this. Reaping the Graves makes this kind of pretty straightforward now. I can't believe I'm actually beating... This is turn 3. This is actually kind of ridiculous. I have exactly enough cards in library. Chromatic Star makes this a non-factor now. Cast this. Play Songs of the Damned. Play this. Get red. Cast you. Cycle. Woo, that's a lot of damage. And that will be the match. That was amazing. That was okay. This deck's actually scary. I'm scared. See you guys next round. Woo boy. Alright. I'm excited. Playing against Matt Hawk. Let's do this. On the play. Ooh. Being on this play is so dirty. Or being on the play with this deck is so dirty. I'm gonna keep this. It's a little bit sketchy, but we do have double imposing Vantasaur, which we can cycle if Crumbling Vestige, like if we run out of black mana. Because we're gonna go turn 1 Vestige, cycle the Lurching Rot Beast, and then turn 2 cycle the Vantasaur. If we hit a swamp, we're in business. If we don't, it's still not the worst. And our opponent mulligan to 5, so that's good. Black, cycle. Okay, there's our swamp. That's actually a really scary start. The cycle into double cycle is pretty hard to beat. And we're playing against green. This is the true dream. Yeah, Stompy, we should, I think the word is stomp them. Let's cycle Lurching Rot Beast. And I guess there's no reason to cycle the Vantasaur because I already played a land here. We can just cycle at the end of their turn. It also tells them a lot, like, it doesn't tell them very much about our deck. So we're basically just looking for Songs of the Damned. And one more swamp would be good, but we don't need it. I don't know how I feel about Crumbling Vestige over swamp. Like, the colorless mana is kind of an issue, so maybe just running all swamps is better. Okay, so now we want to cycle main phase because we want to hit a land here if possible. I guess I will cycle Straight Wraith. Chromatic Star. No, let's cycle here. There's our swamp. Okay. Now we're in business. Yeah, this is like as good of a start as we can hope for, I think. We go Nest Invader. We probably have to win either next turn or the following turn. It depends on how good their start is here, because they can Hunger of the Howl Pack, hit us for 6, and then they can hit us for 6, 7, 8. 6 plus 8 is 14, so we die to like actually quite a bit in their deck. Another Hunger of the Howl Pack would kill us. Elephant Guide would kill us. So if we can go off, if it seems reasonable, we're just going to go for it. We're going to need to find some type of ritual effect to get there, though. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 3 more damage does it. That'll do it. And we draw a swamp. That's kind of ideal. So we're going to play Chromatic Star with the colorless mana. And just crack it for black. Okay, double swamp is not where you want to be, but that's okay, because we can go cycle. Okay, Chromatic Sphere is kind of nice. So now I can cycle that, I can cycle this. And yeah, as unfortunate as it is, I think we gotta try and go for it here. So we have 9 mana, so this ups our storm count. We're really trying to hit Dark Ritual or something that to let us Reaping the Graves more. And I'm gonna cycle these guys before doing anything. Okay, Chromatic Sphere is good. It's more storm count. Okay, more Songs of the Damned is huge. So I think we're good now. We can cycle this for red. And I could just cast Dranith Stinger because that gets back another creature. Let's get another red card here. Okay, yeah, we're good. I think I'm just gonna cast this for more storm count. Songs of the Damned, Reaping the Graves, getting back Horror, Healer, Carabed, Horror, Vantage, Street Wraith, that guy. Okay. Start with the cards I can basically never cast. Gotta make sure I auto yield to the Dranith Stinger here. And we're really just looking for another Dranith Stinger, and that'll kind of seal the deal. Oh, Reaping the Graves, they're dead. Now I can cycle Street Wraiths and not worry about it. Yeah. Alright, that's a casual turn 4 kill. Not a big deal or anything. This deck is absolutely absurd. Oh my gosh. I can't think of a way for them to punish us for Street Wraithing. Okay, now this is game. Cycle. Play Chromatic Star. I'm actually just going to add white here. I could just play the Dranith Healer, Dark Ritual, cast you, just to make sure I don't die or anything. cycle. Always yield to that. Cycle. Cabal Ritual. Reaping the Graves. And that should get a concession, I would imagine. Because that, I mean, they just super die here. Alright. Game 1 down. Let's do game 2. Again, I don't have a sideboard, but I guess I'll take this time to think about what would be good here. I guess some form of artifact disruption might be good. We'll see what they play. We're just gonna run it back. Well, we have another awkward crumbling vestige draw, but we're again on the draw, so I think it's worth the keep. We just have a ton of cycling, and if we can hit a swamp again, we're in business. It's kind of unlikely though, and I guess we get to find out if Graveyard Hate beats us, if they have it at least. They do nothing. I'm pretty okay with no turn 1 by them. I guess another thing we should look out for is, I guess I can wait on Crumbling Vestige, right? Another thing we should look out for is the card that gains life. What's it called? Weather the Storm. But we can actually beat Weather the Storm because we don't, our storm count's not crazy high. It's only like around 15. So it's unlikely that, you know, they can gain 30 life. We can definitely do more than 30 damage here. Okay, so I don't think they have Graveyard Hate here. I think they just have some dorks. And there's Cabal Ritual. There's another swamp, so I mean this is kind of how you would want it to go. Yeah, being on the draw though, like they could just kind of kill us very quickly. Rancor, so we take 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're gonna play as if I get 2 turns here. 4, 5, 6. This gives +1/+1, so that's 7. So we fall to 13, and then we take 7, 8, 9. So it's gonna be really hard for them to kill us. They would need basically double pump spells, like Treetop Ambusher plus Rancor or something. If I can go off, I will, but it's, I mean, my hand's not great at the moment. Alright, so we double cycle, and I'm actually gonna cycle the more expensive guy. Okay. Well, gotta play this. I can do one of 2 things. I can just cast a Drannith Healer and then cycle. That puts me up to 14, which makes them hit me for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They would have to do 5 damage, which actually doesn't matter that much. It does give me a blocker. Otherwise, I can just cycle. I think just cycling is better. They're gonna need like a particular draw to actually kill us here, so we're just gonna play as if they don't have that. And I played a land already, but I think cycling main phase here is okay still. Chromatic Star helps. I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna hope the last card doesn't kill us, because they would need 2 instant speed pump spells here. Okay, we're alive. Street Wraith gets a lot worse now, but we are in fact alive. Let's cycle the Dino. Okay. Drannith Healer, so yeah, cycle you. That puts us up to Threshold, which is good. Because now I can just jam Cabal Ritual. In fact, I guess I will cast the Lotus Petal, because if they have like the Imp or whatever the card they discard to exile cards from graveyard, I can sacrifice Lotus Petal and cycle in response. So I have 7 cards in graveyard, Cabal Ritual. Okay, that goes through. So let's cycle you. So now we need to find Songs of the Damned. That's step 1. And a swamp was also quite good. Cycle you. Cycle you. We really don't want to... I guess Street Wraith isn't too bad. Dark Ritual would also be good. Cabal Ritual is great, but Songs of the Damned would kind of just seal it up, I imagine. Okay, that's at least helpful. Cycle. Okay, that's a lot of Chromatic Stars, so we're going to start going through them. I can't think of any reason why I would want red, so we're just going to keep adding black. Black. Okay. It's no Songs of the Damned, but we're getting closer. Yeah, I think adding Weather the Storm to this deck would be kind of nice too, but if we go off, like our going off rate is actually pretty high. Stinger, so we're going to cycle that one. There we go. I can cycle Chromatic Star one more time, but I kind of want that mana to cast the Stingers. But I'm going to have to cycle it immediately afterward anyway, so I might as well do it before casting Songs. Because now we need to find Reaping the Graves. That's the next step. Street Wraith, okay. We have 1 draw to actually get there. Alright, Give me the goods, deck. Give me the goods. One draw, Chromatic Star. You can do it. I believe. We've been through half of our deck. There's got to be a Reaping the Grave soon. Making us sweat. No! Oh man, we were close. That's unfortunate. Reaping the Graves just wins there. But sometimes you draw half your deck and don't see it. So, run it back. Alright, but now we get to be on the play. Sure. This hand's a little bit suspicious, but we like half of our deck is cyclers, so like it's pretty likely we go turn 1, cycle, turn 2, cycle. And the Cabal Rituals represent quite a bit of explosive power. This is exactly the type of hand that would lose to Relic from the opponent. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. I wonder if I was supposed to play Chromatic Sphere there. That might have actually been correct. Cycle. Okay, there's Reaping the Graves. I think I was supposed to play Chromatic Sphere. I mean, I just drew a swamp, so that's good, I guess. I'll play this one now. Add black. And cycle you. Okay, we're set up. Being on the play is a huge game here. I just need to hit more cycling creatures. So I think they're going to play another... Okay, Emissary into like Pit Skulk, Vault Scourge or something. I kind of like Treetop Ambusher. That seems kind of sweet. Street Wraith is great. Yeah, we'll cycle it. Because getting more information before playing anything is really useful here. At black. Cycle the Drannith Healer, or... Yes, I think we do cycle. Okay. I don't think I die next turn. I think I get 2 turns. Well, okay, maybe not. Burning Tree is kind of scary. How much damage is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I fall to 11, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm actually dead next turn. So I think Dark Ritual or Lotus Petal is my best possible draw. Actually, Street Wraith works. That gives me Threshold. Basically, oh gosh, yeah, they're dead. Cabal Ritual, cycle the Stinger. There's our Swamp. So we're gonna actually Chromatic Star for some red here, because we want to hit more cyclers before we Songs of the Damned. Maybe I don't need to, but I need my Storm count to get higher. Get more red. There's a Stinger, so we cycle you, cycle you, cycle you. We play a Swamp, we play Songs of the Damned, we play Cabal Ritual, and I'm just gonna play Songs of the Damned again because, yeah. How many creatures do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I wait. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna wait to Songs of the Damned here. I think I just have lethal like pretty deterministically though, because I could just get back the Drannith Stingers and cast them and then cycle and win. Yeah, I think we just got this. Cast you, cycle. Yeah, that's game. Always yield. Man, this deck is dirty. Holy cow. Dark Ritual, Street Wraith, Carabid. That's insane. I'm not overhyping this. This is just genuinely very, very like a good thing to be doing in the format. Holy cow. Street Wraith I can cycle again, sure. Ritual, cycle you, cycle the Vantasaur, cycle this. Yeah, we'll go to 1, sure. Good game, sir. Oh man, we had all this too. That was turn 4. What is our average turn been so far? Like 4, 3? I mean, we're susceptible to graveyard hate, but when you're killing them on turn 3, that's something. See you guys next round. Oh man, it feels good being able to just keep like any hand because 30% of your deck just cycles into like the other rest of your deck. Like our deck size is effectively like 15 cards. Just everything costs more, if that makes sense. Like all of these replace themselves. So, you know, our starting hand is this, but imagine if you could cycle forever. It's like those cards just aren't in your deck, except it's actually better than that because we use them for our mana and win condition. There's Reaping the Graves. What kind of deck did we get ourselves into? So like basically what I'm saying is the consistency of hitting Reaping the Graves is so high, because if you don't have it in your opening hand, you're just going to cycle until you get there. We're going to cycle the Vantasaur. This opponent looks like they might hold up counter magic, which is going to be pretty bad. How do I deal with this? I think I just play Swamp Go. Don't do anything, don't say anything. Wait for them to get comfortable and tap out and then just die immediately. Okay, they're just not doing a whole lot of anything, which kind of works for me. We just want to keep hitting cyclers. Okay. So I might do something a little bit crazy here and just cast the Dranith Stinger off this red mana. They're going to counter it. I guess that doesn't really do very much because they're just going to counter it. So we're going to go Crumbling Vestige. Do I cast it? No, I think I can use that to bait on my turn. We're going to use this to cycle the Rot Beast. And we drew a Swamp. So I could just pass turn. Nothing to see here. Nothing scary going on. I almost wonder if I'm supposed to keep Lurching Rot Beast so that I can just cast it and start attacking for 4. That probably would have been better because this guy is not going to be useful at all. So keeping this in hand so that like if they're just going to hold up counter magic forever, I can like jabate them with the Lurching Rot Beast. If I draw Songs of the Damned, I can actually get them too. Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to run into a counter spell because Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah, actually if I draw Songs of the Damned, I might be able to do something. Opponent just does a whole lot of nothing. Okay, cycle, cycle, and no need to cycle Street Wraith just yet. I'm still drawing land. Okay, I'll cycle it. I was gonna say I could play it, but cycle this one. Okay, now I've double Reaping the Graves. I think I want to wait still. I'll cycle at least this guy. Carabid. Well, I can't play that, so we'll cycle you. Alright, go ahead. Because now I can Chromatic Star out a Dranith Stinger, hope they counter that, and then I Reaping the Graves to get all my stuff back. On an end of turn Brainstorms. Alright. They're tapping mana. I think we're gonna do it. This turn is probably when we try and go off. We need to hit Songs of the Damned. But I don't know how much better it's really gonna get. So we're gonna cycle this one. But I think I want to keep one in hand. Cycle this. Okay. Chromatic Star. So we start with Chromatic Star. Crack it for red and just cast Dranith Stinger, I think is where I'm going to start. Oh. Okay. Sure. That's fine. Guess you're countering that then. That's cool with me. So we do that, we Cabal Ritual. We can just cycle Dranith Stinger, I don't really care about this. Cycle Street Wraith. So we do play Lotus Puddle, Swamp, Reaping the Graves. Because we have 2 of them, I'd rather get better mana. Like, I don't want to burn my Chromatic Star here. Get the Stinger, get Street Wraiths for sure. I only get 5, but that is a lot of card draw. And if I hit any Songs of the Damned, we just win. Cycle. There we go. Game over, good sir. Cycle, 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 cycle. I suppose I can just play the Dranith Stinger now. No, there's no need. I can just get it back, right? Yeah. Cycle. Okay, that's kind of disgusting. Cycle. Select this for black. Songs of the Damned. I'm just going to double Songs of the Damned here. Reaping the Graves, getting back everything. So you can play around counter magic if your opponent has absolutely no idea what you're doing. Get all this. And red. Cast 1. Play this. Cast a 2nd. Oh my gosh. Play this. Cast a 3rd. Start cycling. Always yield. Oh my gosh, this deck never gets old, I'm gonna be honest. Cycle a Street Wraith. There's no way they can Fire Blast us or anything. Alright. Cycle a Dino. Chromatic Sphere. Add some red. Cast you. Cabal Ritual. Cycle this. They just die so quickly. It's like so satisfying to play this deck. I'm gonna be honest. Cycle this. Got him. Alright. Post sideboard gets a lot harder. I feel like this is the matchup where our deck is going to need like a ton of sideboard help. One thing I'm thinking of is like our sideboard has like 6 land in it or something, so that we can just start like casting these rot beasts. It's probably not the best idea, but it is a idea. It is an idea. One of those. Oh wow, this hand can go off very quickly. We have all the things we need too. That's the beautiful part. So we're just gonna lead with swamp. Nothing here, nothing to see. Don't worry about it too much. We want our opponent to, I mean, they have to cast a spell at some point during this game, right? They can't just, well, I guess they don't have to, right? They can just, wow. I can cast Dranith Stinger. Play this. I don't think I'm gonna cast this. I think I'm just gonna add black, cycle this, and pass turn. Yeah. We need them to cast an Oracle this turn. Like, maybe you don't have enough mana or something. Evolving Wilds, that's not an Oracle. Or like fetch plus preordain. Because I think we might be able to go off here. I'm not joking. Opponent's being smart. I don't like it. Okay, so we're gonna cycle again because we really want to hit a land or something that we can like put into play. Chromatic Star. Yeah, I guess I just cast that. Although discarding isn't the worst thing either, right? I just discard a cycling card, and hitting a land here would be kind of huge. Yeah, not sure. I think I'm just gonna Chromatic Star. Opponent sent me a message. ZZZ. All right. They spell stutter sprite me. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I guess that is one downside of that. Although spell stutter sprite, yeah, now they don't actually have to do anything because Ninja wins the game very quickly. Let's start with a cycle, as we always do. Dranith Stinger. So they can only have so much here. I think I cycle again. I need to hit a land. Okay, well, I can just discard a Dranith Stinger, I think. That makes my... Oh, man, yeah. I'm glad I didn't play anything. Discard this. That makes my Songs of the Damned scarier. And then, I don't know, we hope... Somehow hope they don't have infinite counter magic. So they Ninja the Spell Stutter. So if I draw a land, actually, I think I can win. Because Spell Stutter can't counter Cabal Ritual right now, so I can lead with Cabal Ritual. And then they have to counter that, and then I can Songs of the Damned, and then I have all the mana I need. No way, they tapped out? Opponent, what are you doing? All right, opponent gives me the Z's and then just dies. Let's start with Dark Ritual, I guess. Cabal Ritual. Crumbling Vestige gives me some stuff, so I want to cycle this for sure. Cycle this. Play this. Add red. Okay. That's a lot of mana. Play this. Add red. Okay. Songs of the Damned. Cabal Ritual. Songs of the Damned. Songs of the Damned. Reaping the Graves. Get back everything. That's a lot of mana. And that might be enough to kill them, so that. I don't think I got this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. That's gotta be lethal. Opponent gave no respect to the cycling deck. Always yield. Cycle. So as long as I hit like any cycler in the top like 7 cards in my deck, I just win here. Okay, that's probably enough to be lethal. I'm not actually sure, but okay, that's almost certainly enough to be lethal. Cycle. Yeah, okay, they're dead. Just like that, we just took him down, you know? Cycle. Should I hit him with the Z's? Nah, that's too mean. Dark Ritual just because I can. Cycle this. Cycle this. Good game, sir! They didn't think I could win from 2 lands, but they were very, very wrong. See you guys next round. Alright, we were playing against Trinket Mage 87. We're gonna go first. Tell our opponent good luck, have fun. Uh-oh. Good luck, have fun. I cannot keep a hand with no land, so we will be mulliganing. The good thing is this deck mulligans quite well. We're gonna mulligan again. Because most of our deck is just cyclers, so many parts are redundant. So I can keep this hand, and I can get rid of... That's actually kind of hard. I don't think I really want to have duplicate Reaping the Graves here. So I get rid of a Reaping the Graves and Lotus Petal because Dark Ritual just adds more mana. But this has all the components as long as we draw enough cyclers. So we can lead with Street Wraith here. Okay, yeah, that's great. It goes Island Pass, so we're going to cycle you. Crumbling Vestige is not really the land you want to see here, but if we draw a cycler, then we're good, which we're very, very likely to do. I could also just cast a Drannith Healer, but I think that's actually wrong. You add black. Cycle this. We're just trying to fill our graveyard. I want to place Evolving Wilds, okay. So let's cycle Drannith Stinger. The Rot Beast because it's more prohibitive with its mana cost. Alright, so now we have quite a bit of cyclers, so we're just, like, opponent's not doing anything. So we're just trying to find enough cards where we can build up our storm count so that we can Reaping the Graves for enough creatures. The difficulty becomes if our opponent just like holds up mana forever. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's actually perfect. We're just gonna die to that very, very quickly. That's the ultimate sideboard. What the heck? Alright, I mean, I guess someone's metagaming over here. I've like one turn. That's so funny. Yeah, well, I kind of want to hit a land drop, so I'm going to cycle here, but that's so brutal. Okay, there's Cabal Ritual, which is quite good, so we can cycle here. Okay, so next turn we're going for it. If they kill me, sure. I hope they just go like Jace's Phantasm plus White of Precinct 6. Mind Sculpt. Oh, they're playing Mill. Okay, so this is just like the dream matchup for them. And they hit 2 Songs of the Damned, which I don't like seeing. Oh, that just killed me. Right, because they thought scout. I'm actually not even mad. That's just kind of awesome. Okay, we're running it back. Alright, should have waited to cycle until my turn. I would have still been alive, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep this hand. At the same time, if I hit a land there, like that extra mana would be very important. So it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough matchup for us. The white, man. That's just good beats, honestly. Alright, cycle. Chromatic Star, cool. No discard, no land. Delver is a little bit scary, but we are gonna cycle this guy. Hope to hit a land. I guess so. Cycling Street Wraith is a little bit scary, but a land there would have been nice. Here we can probably just discard a Imposing Vantasaur or a Reaping the Graves. I'll discard an Imposing Vantasaur because the idea here is that they mill us and then we draw one of our Songs of the Damned and just win the game. They hit Thought Scour, sure. Well, sometimes your opponent gets like a 2-mana 10/10 and you just can't do anything about it. So that's 10 damage. I mean, I can go for it, right? I can... Oh, man. I can Crumbling Vestige. If they Tome Scour me, I might just die. So I guess I just gotta hope Songs of the Damned is like relatively close to the top. I don't think I can wait another turn. At black, Cabal Ritual, cycle, Street Wraith, cycle. Man, I even had to play a land, so I can't even take advantage of that. It's kind of brutal. Lotus Petal is actually pretty good here, so I can play the Petal. Let's pop out my graveyard. My storm count is 3, so I guess I do play Chromatic Star here, and I'll crack it now just to add more black. It doesn't really matter. Guess I might as well cycle the Rot Beast. Dark Ritual is actually pretty good, so we can Ritual and then we can Reaping the Graves or Street Wraith. Get a bunch of stuff. Get the Stinger, Street Wraith, this, Stinger, this. Okay. Yeah, because we really want to make sure we get all those free cycles off the Street Wraith. I might actually be able to win this matchup. We'll see. So cycle Street Wraith. Cycle Street Wraith. We need to hit a Songs of the Damned somewhat soon, though. Cycle the Rot Beast. Cycle the Street Wraith. Go down to 5. There we go. Songs of the Damned. Okay, so I'm going to go for max value here. Cycle this. We have Lotus Petal. Yeah, we can get there. Cast Songs of the Damned. Not playing around days because I'm a madman. Okay, now I can cycle. And Chromatic Sphere. I don't really need to play the Stinger yet. Let's just keep cycling. Cycle you. Okay, Songs of the Damned is pretty good here, so let's play it. Then we can just win now. I think that's good enough. Oh wait, I want to play these first. And I guess I might as well make red mana because I'm going to use it. Cycle you. I guess I Songs of the Damned too early, but I don't think it matters here. Add more red. So now I'm just going to do this. Add a bunch of mana, cast this, getting back basically everything in my graveyard. This. I actually can't get too many Street Wraiths until I get white mana because I will kill myself that way. As surprising as that is. So now we cast you. Cast you. Start cycling the dudes. Always yield to both of these. And then we're just looking for new cards to cycle. Yeah, that's the game. That's how you do it. All right, we might actually beat the White of Precinct 6 deck. We'll see. I wish I had a sideboard here, but we're just testing the main deck configuration, so we're going to run it again. All right, so no land. We have to mulligan, but that is a good hand. This hand's actually pretty good too. I'm going to keep, and we're just going to get rid of Chromatic Star, I think. Because double land is actually pretty nice. You can cycle a bunch of stuff. Okay. Lotus Petal's also pretty good. So we're going to start with Street Wraith. Crumbling Vestige. I think I'm just going to use that now. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter too much when I use it. So let's just cycle Horror of the Broken Lands. But we'll do it on the end of their turn in case they have like, who knows? Who knows what they could be playing? Okay, they're getting rid of their own Mind Sculpts. That's pretty good for me. That's a lot of Draenei Stingers. I could just cast one here. I don't think that's worth it though. I think we're just going to keep cycling. Okay, yeah, that's actually pretty good. So keep cycling. I probably should have waited, but I don't think it matters that much. And opponent's missing black mana, which is very important. I can cycle. Cycle. I don't want to go up too high. I have 6 cards in my graveyard right now. Cycle. Or I think what I'm going to do is play Crumbling Vestige, adding black. Cycle the Carabid. And then hold up this black mana to cycle at the end of their turn. They can Thought Scour me to hit me for 5, which is kind of slightly scary, but we're in a pretty good position. I mean, I have, I guess, only a storm count of 4, so drawing something like Songs of the Damned would be really, really good. Tome Scour me. Okay. Oh, I was gonna draw. Oh man, that would have been like the perfect draw sequence. They hit all my good cards. All right. In before everyone says, Caleb, you should have cycled in response. Okay, Dark Ritual probably means I'm okay. Songs of the Damned here would be... Actually, Swamp's pretty good too. Do I go for it or do I wait another turn? I mean, I cycle here. Cycle again. Cycle again. I think I can wait one more turn. They're not killing me immediately. This makes my Street Wraiths worse. A sideboard Crypt Incursion would really hurt, but I'm gonna wait. We're just assuming they don't have the sideboard for us, because a Crypt Incursion is kind of weird to play in a Jace's Phantasm White of Precinct 6 deck. So yeah, we're just gonna assume they don't have that. Alright, so now they have a bunch of mana up, which is kind of scary. I have double Reaping the Graves and a Draenei Stinger. So we start by cycling you, as every turn does. I can try and take another hit, but I think that's bad. We're just gonna go for it. Petal, Dark Ritual. They mana leak my Dark Ritual, so I can pay 3 to give 3, and that's not good. So that's fine. That gets countered. And I can Cabal Ritual. Okay. They double counterspell. We now get to Cabal Ritual again. Reaping the Graves, and we really gotta get some Street Wraith value. They gave us extra Storm, so as long as we can hit Songs of the Damned in the top couple cards. So I'm gonna get both Street Wraiths, and then just go down the list here. Or I guess getting these makes more sense. All the free cyclers. All right, deck, give me the goods. Songs of the Damned. No. Songs? No. So I have one cycle left to hit it. Please. Oh, man, that was so close. Oh, well, that doesn't actually work. Yeah, we're very close, but we're just gonna die. So good game, opponent. Those counter spells really limited our mana because we would have kept cycling, and I mean we die here, but I think I can see what I was gonna draw. Swamp. Where was it? I saw one that they milled in the top 40 cards in my deck. That's crazy. One songs we would have got there. See you guys next round. Okay. So that went really, really well. This deck is actually scary. Counter spells are an issue, but we have an entire sideboard we just did not touch. So I'm gonna keep working with this deck. Let me know if you have any like things we could change. And I don't like this part of the deck feels pretty much optimal. This part of the deck I'm not sure about, and then obviously like none of these really matter. So we need to basically tune the deck so that we either have a transformative sideboard or some way to beat Graveyard and Counter Magic Hate, because I can win very consistently on 3 and 4. I don't think there was a turn we really needed to go past that. So this is scary. See you guys next time.